Oh my goodness, looks like we are headed into a Kospet Christmas. Indeed, I got so many things here for stocking stuffers, you're going to have a ball. We are going to begin the massive unboxing of the Tank T4 and Tank M4 smartwatches. Going to blow your minds. You ready? Let's go. We're back! Greetings and welcome to smartwatches.Today. Today, we're doing a follow-up on last week's video on the Kospet Tank M4 rectangular watch. Remember, looked like that one, where we did a full unboxing and everything about the insides of this watch and how it works, which are identical to this round Tank T4. So we are doing something different in this part 2 of a combined review, where we're going to skip over all of that stuff and invite you to look at the M4 review if you want to see how it works. And instead, we're going to go deeper into the new features that this one has, and the M4, and also the app, the Tethering app. So you got the basic watch, you've got the box, and you've got a buying source. You can pick it up directly from Kospet on their website. Wow, this picture is so big I got to move everything out of the way. It's about $179. It's on sale right now. You can get a free baseball cap if you hurry. By the time this is published, that might be over. I'm not sure. But anyway, check the show notes because I should have a buying discount for you, and it helps us out here if you use the link that we're providing for you. Overall description on this one, it's a beautiful watch. I'm going to show you the silver one. This is black, but I love the silver. Wait till you see the case on this one. Spec-wise now, this is the same sheet you just saw in last week's Tank M4 review, only I changed the M to a T. Pretty much. There's a few differences, and I'll highlight them. One, this one's round, 1.43-inch AMOLED, but the ATMs, the 10 ATM and the IP69 are all the same. The free shipping, 2-year warranty, 7-day trial, and 24/7 support are all the same as well. You get deeper into it, you'll see the dimensions are different. The weight is slightly different. You've got Corning glass. Everything there is the same. The resolution of 466 by 466, because it's round, and a PPI of 461 are different. Everything else, the battery life, the processes on it, the sensors, the G sensors, the outdoor sensors, Bluetooth calling, everything is the same. You got the same movement modes. You've got the same 24-hour monitoring. You even support the same 37 language, and yep, the Kospet Ambassator, Cole Hocker, is also same guy, the American long-distance, middle-distance runner, specializing in the 1,500 meter, who won gold medal at the 2024 Paris Summer Olympics, is now the ambassador for Kospet and all of their watches. Let's dive deeper into the box now. Take the thing out. It's all put together with this little cover, which, by the way, I had to put this all back. Man, that's a mess. So when you take yours out, be real careful if you don't want to screw it up, because it's easy to rip these things off. You lift everything all off of it, and then you just kind of slide these pieces out from behind the band. You don't need to save this unless you're going to do a review and need to put it back on. I want you to check this out. I want you to look really carefully at the build quality, at the texture of the bezel of the case, solid stainless steel, rugged design all the way around. Wow, really, really nice. Rubberized band, exactly the same as on the M4, and it's a doozy. Inside the box itself now, you got a couple of things. You've got the charging puck and the charging wire. Now, this is the one for the T4. There's a different one for the M4, at least so they say so. I think I actually put them in the wrong cases. You see how this is straight across? And you see how the buttons are curved? Yeah. The other one has curved buttons here that match there. Now I'm going to tell you something, because I do quality reviews, and I'm not just talking for the behalf of the company. They're interchangeable. That's why I get them in the wrong boxes. You can charge, and it works, the T4 with the M4 charger, the M4 with the T4 charger. And there's good news about that, because in addition to the puck that comes with it, you can pick up for about $20 a power puck for the T4. Yeah, this will show you the curved design. The M4 Power Puck is just like this, but the buttons are in a straight line. You see that? But so far, I haven't had any problem slapping one on the other or the other on the other. They seem to be interchangeable. So if you're going to buy both watches, you might want to just go ahead and pick up one Power Puck unless you need both of them. You simply put it on like that. When it's fully charged in here, it has enough power to boost your watch for a full charge. And that's sweet. So if you're going to be out without your phone, that's a nice thing to keep in mind, is the power pocket for the T4. Deeper in, we got the wire that goes to the puck, and then there's a manual, and there is their award-winning card. They won the London Design Awards for 2025, gold winner, as well as the Muse Design Awards. Proud of these guys. The Kospet manual for the T4 looks like this. There's your basic pages, and as I mentioned in the other review, we page through the manuals for you so you have an opportunity to freeze frame it and look at it. Because how many of you really hold on to the manuals for your watches? And there may be something important in here that you need to see, and it might be lost if you don't have access to the manuals. So every review on smartwatches.Today will have the manuals showcased at the beginning of the review. Even this part 2 one, which isn't going to go into the basic unboxing, but we definitely want you to see the manual for the Tank T4. Press on the upper right-hand button. That'll turn it on. There's 4 buttons on this watch. There's an up and a down button right here, and then there's the select and the back button over here. Boots up in bright, brilliant AMOLED colors, and of course it's a round screen, so all the watch faces are set for round. You notice how it got bright and then dimmed down? It's set for automatic dimming, and it's adjusted its light to be just right for you in whatever environment you're in. Go outside, it'll brighten up, and inside at night, it'll go dim. It can switch after a timeout to an always-on display of your liking. You can have twist your wrist to see the time activated. If you do, and you get to that, well, you can double tap it to turn it on. That's another option you can turn on, and you can get to that by just tapping that one. We walked through all of this stuff in the other review, so I just want to show you they're here. These are identical to the ones that I set up on the T4, the M4, and you can add more to it, but you only have 2 pages, so you have to delete some of the other ones if you want to add some of these. Again, the other review is going to cover everything, but just to show you the layout, swiping to the right gives you notifications, swiping to the left gives you your whole app drawer. And this is where we're going to go through and pick out a few things new to highlight in detail. One is the training plans. You have to pair that with the app in the phone. We'll cover that. You also have, beyond all of your workout, your biometrics, the stress and mood, the one-tap measurement, which is great. You can measure everything at once. Your walking, step count, sleeps, calls, notifications, and weather. Basic stuff we've covered. Music, calculator, and compass and barometer. Then you get into navigation. Navigation, you have to download some offline maps. Now, installing offline maps on your Kospet Tank M4 or T4 is a fairly simple process, but there's several steps involved. You need the watch. You need your phone with the app running, and you need a device, PC, Mac, or in this case, a Chromebook. Although I'm going to show you some interesting issues that you have to be aware of. We're going to play the Kospet already prepared video here, basically explaining how to do this. On the computer, you're going to go to the web page that they just quickly flashed up there, and I'll show you that at the end here so you can copy it down. There's a process inside of the app itself. Let me show you. If you go over here to My Device and you come down to Offline Map, it tells you desktop is required, some basic steps, and you can say Copy Link. Now, you've copied it onto your phone, but you need to put it on your computer. You can paste it into an email and send it to yourself, do some sort of a wireless connection, or simply type in the link directly, which is actually the easiest thing to do. It's support.kospet.com/map-download in lowercase. Just remember that. Type it into the browser of your choice on the computer of your choice. You'll get this page. and it's going to talk about logging in. We're going to guide you through that. This little square is where you need a QR code, but you're not going to get it until you log in. You have to accept the terms and conditions. That will allow this button to be clicked. When it is, you'll get the QR code. It'll look like that. Then, on your phone now, you're going to come back over here to that upper corner, and now you're going to select scanning connection. You're going to scan the QR code, and that'll be unique for you. When you do, the phone, through the app, is going to switch this, as you'll see in a second, and this page will now give you access to the offline maps. Here you go. You miss all of that. See, it doesn't show you those things, but when the page comes back, you're in this area where you're seeing all of the maps. And I'm going to show you that because that's what we're in right now, where this video lives that we're actually playing through. You're going to drill down and search your region and then subtype and subtype until you can get to where you get to one of two choices, landscape or topographical map. And it looks like this. They're going into USA. They're picking a state, I think New York. They have two choices, landscape or topo. Both of them have a download button, and so you're going to download the file to wherever you want to, your downloads folder on your computer, whatever, and it should be in a .rar compressed format. That's important because you're going to need to extract it before you send it to your watch. Let's keep going. Okay, it's showing up here, right? And then you'll flip over to where it's located and you'll extract it. Now, I noticed on a Mac, because I did this on a Mac, I didn't have to do much. I just double-clicked it and it was automatically extracted. On this Lenovo, I didn't even have to do anything. From the file manager, I just clicked on it, it expanded, and there was the folder with all of the files in it without even extracting, and I could do what you're about to see directly. For PC, it's going to be, different on Windows than these other two formats. You're going to use the charging puck and you're going to plug it into your USB connection. When you do that, you're going to get a statement on here that they're talking about that you need to get a check mark and click it on the watch to go into the MTP mode. It will then show up as a thumb drive on your computer of choice. And you know all about moving files and stuff between thumb drives and your hard drive, right? You're going to basically be doing that. When you've got it activated, it's going to have a maps folder inside of it, and you're going to want to drag and drop the extracted files into the maps folder that's on the watch. And there it goes. It does take quite a while. It took 8 minutes for me to copy South Korea, for example. Topographical, about 6 megabytes of space. So give it some time. It'll do this whole thing. They're talking about right click, but it depends on your computer and so forth. But the key is you're putting the extracted file into the map directory on the watch, and that's basically the whole process. And there it's done. Are they going to tell us anything more? I guess that's it. Oh, you can view them when you go in the map, down to settings, and down to map manager. But you can't do anything with it. They're just there. They just show, that folder shows up, as I'll show you right here. I can go in on the watch, come over here to settings, drill down to map manager, and there's a South Korea that I had downloaded from the Chromebook, and then there's Hawaii, which I had to download from the Mac. And why did I have to do that? Well, because, let's get out of here, come back here. Now, this is on the Chromebook, and when I go into map downloads, all regions, it's showing you all of these different continents, but missing is North America. Weird. Of course, I live in the USA, so I couldn't do it here, and I thought, uh-oh, something's going wrong. And it has for Chromebook, this Chromebook here in the US. When I do this on the Mac, North America appeared just fine, just like any of these other ones. I could drill into Central America. I could go into Jamaica. Whoops. I have to hit the subcategories. Oh, well, okay, so I've logged myself out. But you go into the subcategories, and then you would see the topographical map and so forth that you could download. So that's the process to get it onto your watch. Make sure you properly eject the thumb drive connection to your watch before you yank it off, and don't do it while it's transferring files. Same thing as any thumb drive that you'd use. And then you got the maps on here. So let's move into navigation and show you the map that we just installed. From the watch, in the app drawer, drill down to navigation, which is right here. Go into navigation now, and it's going to immediately attempt to acquire GPS so it can locate you. If you hit that circle, that will position it for you. Couple of things to point out here now. You've downloaded, hopefully, both the topographical and the other map. When you hit this one, you see you have these three different choices. Or you have a bunch of stuff in here, and in the geomorphic styles, you have three different choices. A geomorphical map, which is your terrain map, a topographical map, or a hybrid map. I suggest selecting hybrid, no matter which one these are the two fancy names for the two options that you could download. And you can get them separately here. But if you select hybrid, you'll get both maps to appear. So if you've downloaded both and installed them to your watch for your region, you're going to have a more robust map experience. Now in here you also have my routes, my locations, and your navigation settings, which is where you can set the deviation reminders. So if you're off track of the path that you're attempting to follow by more than 20 meters, you'll get an alarm. Or 50 or 100, or close it if you're not really that concerned. You're going to take a shortcut and something and skip completely off the path and catch it on the other side of the mountain, and just turn it off. Otherwise, it's supposedly, with GPS running, with the maps installed, with everything in your path in there, following all of that stuff, and can let you know if you deviate from your overall route. So those are all the things here. When I've selected the topographical, I'm getting something that looks like this. Now, it hasn't acquired the signal yet, but you're seeing a little bit of topographical layout. I'm somewhere near that little arch, that white arch right there, about right where the radar or satellite is positioned right now. You can go in closer or out further. That's 50 meters. Now it's rendering all of that, so you see we're closer. There's no features, there's no houses, there's no satellite maps. None of that stuff is coming through, at least not yet. To download the whole thing, you'll get words. If these are roads, they'll eventually show up. You can get as far as 500, 1,000. There's 1,000 or 1 kilometer away, and that's as far as you'll go. Or you can drill down. Now you see some water features just starting to come in here, lakes and things like that. It just takes it a while to get all of that data in here. So make sure you're prepared before you head out. I can get down as close as 20 meters right there. And so you can see the features showing up. That's how it appears on the map for overall navigation on the watch. You got ambient temperature, flashlight. The walkie-talkie is a process in here now where you can combine two or more, a group of these exact same Tank 4 versions of the watch, M4 and T4s, with your friends. And believe if you're within Bluetooth range, which is like 30 meters or so, you'll be able to walkie-talkie talk to each other and not use the phone, or anything like that. Your basic, and we'll try to talk in detail on that, voice assistant, and then overall settings and more is where you get into your basic stuff like women's health, world clock, your breathing exercises, camera remote, and overall find your phone. So that's the operation of the watch. We can show you the round watch faces now, which you wouldn't have seen in the other review, give you some samples of what they look like. And of course, this is a thumbnail. You can expand it just by simply touching on it. and touching again, it vibrates and you can get in to take a look at them. There are stock faces that you're looking at, and then there are downloadable faces from the app that you can add to it. When you see a gear, that means you can do something like change out what shows up in these different wheels. Here's a solar flare one. That's an interesting, colorful one. You got nice edge-to-edge display on this watch as well. Hyperdrive. This is where you can add your own picture. And this is one of the downloaded faces from the app that I put in here. I love this one at night. When you have it nice and dim, you just want to see the time. It gives you a little bit of a flare type feel to it. Here's another downloaded one. I like that one too. This is great for daytime, outdoors, date and time, nice and bright. You can even see your power level there. Black against, or white lettering against black makes it really easy to see. Some more faces, different colors. You have a selection of, I don't know, 6 or so of these, and you load them all up, and then if you want to add more, you have to delete 1 or 2 of them, and there's another downloadable watch face. Okay, I'm going to now bring up the app. We're going to go through the details of how it integrates with the watch and tap into this deeper material. Now, as we mentioned in the review of the Tank M4, we're going to postpone the app review to this particular video of the Tank T4. We didn't cover it there, so if you're interested in the rectangular watch, watch this part of this app, of this review, so you can learn about the app. Both of them use this Apex move. In fact, most all of the Kospet watches are now switched over and using this one. This is what the thumbnail looks like in the Google Play Store. There's a link in the show notes to click to get you right over there to download it. Download it and install it. Then you can open it. It'll go through a little 2-second window that you can skip, and it'll land in the home page for the opening. Now, you're going to need to pair your watch if you haven't yet. If you have, you saw the activity happening there, and that connected this particular one. Now, I want to show you, before we dive into all of this, if you do touch that icon and you say My Device, it's going to show you the Tank T4, in this case, because that's the one I'm wearing. If you tap this and say Switch Device, you have the option of putting this completely on pause with all the data that you've collected intact and all of the history saved. And then you could switch over to another Kospet watch. Now, right now it's turned off, but I could tap that. This would then be disconnected, and that would connect, and you'd be good to go. So you have the option to switch between devices, to add another watch, or to scan the QR code to add another watch. All of that is here in that particular button, off of that particular button. We'll go through the watch details in a minute. First, let's dive into the data. Don't have a lot on this one because I'm basically just running through the app, but you can see you get the step count information for the day, your goal progress, weekly, monthly, years, all on here. Heart rate continuous is shown. When the watch is off, it doesn't show anything. Shows you ranges and zones and all of those things, what heart rate is. Last night's sleep time now. Really nice graphs on this. That's awake. This is the REM sleep, your dream sleep, core sleep, or light sleep they're calling it, and your overall deep sleep, and it shows you the time breakdown as well as on the chart, and some sleep analysis information that will change from day to day based on your sleep for that particular day, whether you're normal, high, or low in these different categories. You can work on all of that. Blood oxygen, it does continuous. When you set it up for that, it can do instantaneous if you take a separate measurement. By the way, none of these measurements are available on the app directly. There's not a button to push to take an instantaneous measurement. You have to do it on the watch separately for all of them. That's blood oxygen. Stress is just giving you a number, and I'm running an average level of stress in the normal category. Now, I know you can tell I'm a very calm and peaceful guy, most likely all the time. I don't get negative. I don't get positive. I just cruise, right? Not really. You should see me off camera. But the phone, reporting what the watch is saying, says I'm a peaceful guy all the time. So whatever the threshold is for mood, I haven't hit it yet. And I've been outrageous sometimes, and I've been negative sometimes, and I would have expected it to happen on both this one and the M4, but it hasn't. So I take with a grain of salt what it's telling you about mood distribution, because you know your mood. You don't really need a watch or a phone to tell you it, but it would be nice if it was reporting that accurately. Those are the things that you've got here. You can edit the cards. You can add a few things like your overall training plan. I can add that up here. Weight, if you're going to be doing that. Your workout summary, you can add that up here. And when you do, it's saved successfully, and there they are. There's the training plan and your monthly workouts, which, of course, you can get from another button here. And to training plan, which is right here, you have my training plan, and, of course, you can create a training plan. So let's do that. We are going to start with October 16th as a start date and an end date of the 19th, just to make it simple. Oh, it's got to be 7 days. They don't know my workout style, do they? All right, the 22nd, will you take that? They are a 1-week training plan. Program name, program 1016, okay, and a program note if you want to. So you set all this stuff up the way you want it to look and hit next. Now, you can customize your training route, and you can have rest days in here. We're going to start, I guess, on Sunday. Oh, sorry, it's down here at the bottom. Hit a plus. There's no data, so we're going to add something. Let's say we're going to do a road cycling with a 5-minute warm-up, a 30-minute train, and a 5-minute recovery default. I probably need to recover a little longer than that, so let's make the target 10 minutes. You have an intensity target, duration, all of those things are in here. When you set all of this and save it, the road cycling actions are now in this particular training routine. I'm going to go to Monday. Can I make that a rest day? Darn. All right, let's do something different. Hello. Add something. Mountaineering, why not? Warm-up, training, recovery, similar kind of thing. Let's train this thing now for an hour, shall we? Or 59 minutes. And save that. And save that. And so we got mountaineering and road cycling are both in here, and that was checkmarked for Monday. Notice once you set one of these things up, it's a matter of just selecting the day and then going into here and doing both of them if you want to, and they'll both show up on Tuesday. So there's Monday, Sunday. Well, I guess it didn't on Monday. Okay. Okay, great. We got everything there. Now we're going to hit save. Most things I just want to show you. There we go. Now we've got the calendar and it's showing all of this stuff. I can hit this now, and I'm sending this whole training plan over to the watch, and it says it synced successfully. Now, when we come to the watch, we go into our apps. We go into training plans. Today's a rest day, and there's a training day. Plan lists, this is your program, and the daily reminder of when you want to be notified about your training plan that you're going to be putting into effect. So that's a simple way of doing training plans. You manage it from the app. You can change them, delete them, whatever you want to do. And once again, you're getting into this from the home screen. After you've opened the app, you're going into workout, and you're going into training plan right there. And then this is this month's overall duration, shows you the duration on the dates of the different things that you've done and the distance and the frequency. So it's kind of a summary, exercise heart rate and the zones that you're in. That's on the monthly basis. There's weekly showing it right there and so forth. All right, and that's on here. And then you can go into workout records directly. There's cycling, road cycling, and this is actually the route of an actual track that we're going to be using for showing you how the watch works when you want to follow a route, okay? And that's all in here as well. And you just accumulate those, whatever the thing is that you're doing. Now, the Explore tab, this is where we're going to get deeper into the watch. I guess this is a good time to jump over there. This is the third tap over called Explore, and I starred that route as something that I wanted to save. So when I tap here now, it's going to bring up, and it gave it a name, a Kilauea Road Cycling. Open it up and you get the full picture of it with all the information. Well, altitude and distance are shown, and your overall total there. Throw it away, send it to the watch, or edit if you want to. So I'm going to say send it to the watch. Now it's importing, really it's exporting this to the watch. The watch is importing that route. Okay, now I come back over to the watch. Let's look at my routes, and there's the route, been imported. I can preview the route. It's now loading it, and it's showing the beginning and the end of it, I guess, 17 miles worth. Okay, with me so far? So you go out with your watch, you create a GPS tracking of that as a whatever you want, cycling or run or walk. You just do the normal thing, and you get yourself a route, and then you're going to save that route and put a star on it, and from the app you're going to turn it into that particular route. You can also make them directly with a starting point and an ending point. That'll be a linear type of a thing if you're going to run in a straight line. Altitude preview, and you can remove it. When you want to use the route, you do this, and now we are set. And I believe this is saying this is the direction I would need to go to get to my starting point, and I can go closer or further in the map with this here, right? And you'd follow the path as the route when you start. And again, with it all set up with a 20 to 50 meter deviation, if you're off the path based on the GPS trajectory. No phone involved at this point, only to get it all set up. Take your phone away, leave it at home if you want to. Take the watch, set this whole thing up, and you'll get notified, and you can follow your route as long and as crazy as the route goes. So from the Explore tab, last one, this is about you and your basic information. Your account is in here. This is where you set all your parameters. I set it up typically for females so we can make sure period tracking is showing up on the app. You've got the watch itself right here, and we can tap here, get into the overall information, which you saw when we also accessed it in the upper corner. GPS satellite updates, your display settings, wait time, the watch faces here ties into the watch face store. It shows you the different categories. Now these, of course, are the round faces. The square or rectangular ones would show up in the same app if you are paired to the M4, the Tank M4. The Tank T4, of course, are all going to be round. Any of these you can go into and see in more detail and download whichever ones that you want. You can get a half a dozen or so on your phone, or on the watch actually, from the phone. Sports recognition, you can turn on the different things that you'd like to automatically have the watch start tracking for you. Find your device, more features, gives you basic information like this. There's a morning brief, which covers all these different things, but I haven't quite had it working out well for me yet. I see it show up in the notifications, but it's empty. So a little bit of work coming on that one. Set up your emergency contacts, music. Here's that shortcut card. You can rearrange the way they all appear on the watch. And actually, we didn't really go into that on this one. From back on the main screen at the watch itself, when you go up, that's what all of this information is about. You go there, and then you can come over to the side and see the heart rate and blood oxygen and sleep time. And any of these you can drill down deeper by touching on them. Hey, stopwatch is still running. Pretty cool. Okay, that's all in here. And that's organizable right here in the app. You've got a world clock. You can set up the time at different locations. Add right here, and they'll show up, of course, on the watch when you go into the world clock feature over there. That's all here. Notifications and reminder. Health monitoring. You want to make sure you go in here and turn all of these things on if you want to track all of this. The ones you turn off, of course, they won't be tracked. There's the offline maps that we already went through. Here's your route and location information, and we've looked at all of that. So a lot of stuff we've been covered. Your watch settings, basic information here, date and time, GPS settings, language, factory reset, about the device, tells you that it's the Kospet Tank T4. You can unpair it. Basically, that's it for the watch information. Then you've got your weekly activity report in here. You can pick any week you want to. Get the statistics and information on it, your steps, calories burned, target activity, highlights, badges earned, extensive summary of your activity. Set your overall goals in that area. Work with your weight management. Your menstrual cycle information is there, ladies. You can start your period down there, and that'll reset everything according to your calendar. Your overall account settings, where you can set up passwords, link to these different third-party accounts. Your overall permissions, which you can authorize or unauthorize. Most of mine I have set up that it's okay for them to do. Then there's your third-party apps like Samsung Health, Google Health, and Strava. And you can link to that and have your data cross-correlated with those apps too. Feedback, contact, customer service. That's everything here. There's that face gallery again, takes you to the same place. Here's where you can customize paces with your pictures and things. And then these are the ones that you've actually already downloaded, and you could apply as you want to with your history and your favorites and orders if you're going to buy any once they start selling these things. So they're all set up for that. Home, workout, explore, my. We want to come back here and again tap over here. Go into My Device, and that's the same page that we just saw when we went through and looked at all of the features of the watch itself directly. And that's pretty much the overall app. So let's summarize this particular watch, which is the Tank T4. It's a round one, especially in silver. I am just smitten for this one. It is elegant. It's just the right size for about an average size male wrist. It's just got great capabilities to it. You've seen all of the different activities in here, and in this review we've gone deeper into more of the navigation and offline maps and the specialty stuff that makes this really unique. But as a basic smartwatch, it's got lots of capabilities. So does the rectangular one, the Tank M4, meeting military standard specs, winning design awards. Overall, just beautiful watches. In terms of where you can get them, directly from the Kospet store. This is the printout of their buying page for the Tank T4 smartwatch, about $180. Check the show notes for coupon discounts and links to get over there to buy this one. If you like the rectangular version, which looks like this, the Tank M4, I can't blame you. Basically $179. This one is $179, so they're the same price, just slightly different case designs. Black or silver are available, and they are the trailblazing watches now moving into the rest of 2025 and probably early 2026. Can't go wrong. You got some special Christmas stocking stuffers that can go with it, a charging puck, a leather band. I mean, you can do a full outfit as a gift if you'd like to. There you go, part one. Part two, the Kospet Tank 4 series, the M4 and the T4. Let me know in the show notes if you like dividing this up this way instead of repeating the same thing watch after watch, but doing an in-depth on how the watch works on one and then more in-depth on how the specialty features and the app work on a separate one. I kind of like that because you get more for your money and your time. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again soon.